We'll give people just a second to hop in. Let me add these things to. Okay, there we go. All right. Good morning. Good morning. We are giving people just a chance to get in. Good morning. Good morning. Let me tag a couple of people. There we go. Hey, I just tagged you. I'm sorry. Oh, there you go. I don't know why it doesn't come up automatically because I've added you as a moderator for, I don't know why it didn't come up, but anyway, I did it. How's the weather there, educator? Good morning, my girl. Good morning, my friend. Good morning. Good morning. All right. I was looking out for it, but it didn't pop right up. Okay. Well, yeah, I tried to because when we ended it, I don't know why it didn't pop up. So I just tried to tag the two of you since we just ended it. Yes, good morning, you all. Still cold but sunny. That's how it was here yesterday. And this week we have our science adoption caravan. So that's why I need all the motivation and inspiration I can get. So y'all send good thoughts my way, please. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Of course, our daily reading is from the Daily Stoic. And today is February 3rd, and the title of it is The Source of Your Anxiety. Remember, we had a little sneak peek yesterday. So, on the honor system, just answer for yourself, but did we write down our reflection of the day last night? And did we write down our intention for today? All right, just on the honor system, just to. Is that a hand raised or a hand over face? That looks like a hand over the face to me. Oh, yes, thank you. I appreciate that. That's what I thought, Miss Urge. That's what I thought. But that's okay. We are a work in progress. We are making steps toward it. All right, the source of your anxiety. Excuse me. When I see an anxious person, I ask myself, what do they want? For if a person wasn't wanting something outside of their own control, woo, why would they be stricken by anxiety? An educator says she didn't write it down, but she looked at it last night thinking about it. Good, good, good. Um, I'm going to read that again because that spoke directly to me. When I see an anxious person, I ask myself, what do they want? For if a person wasn't wanting something outside of their own control, let me say that word again, control, why would they be stricken by anxiety? Why would they be stricken by anxiety? Y'all, I'm the self-admitted one with the control issue. So this is very on point for me. So the reflection reads, the anxious father worried about his children. What does he want? A world that is always safe. A frenzied traveler. What does she want? For the weather to hold and for the traffic to part so she can make her flight. A nervous investor, that the market will turn around and investment will pay off. All of these scenarios hold the same thing in common. As Epictetus says, it's wanting something outside of our control, getting worked up, getting excited, nervously pacing. These intense, pained, and anxious moments show us at our most futile and servile. Staring at the clock, at the ticker, at the next checkout lane over, at the sky, it's as if we all belong to a religious cult that believes the gods of fate will only give us what we want if we sacrifice our peace of mind. Let me read that again. Staring at the clock, at the ticker, at the next checkout lane over, or at the sky. It's all as if we belong to a religious cult that believes the gods of fate will only give us what we want if we sacrifice our peace of mind. Today, when you find yourself getting anxious, ask yourself, why are my insides twisted into knots? Am I in control here, or is my anxiety? And most important, is my anxiety doing me any good? That is me to a T. When I can't control things, when I can't predict things, when I can't control the outcomes of the things I have predicted, I don't fare well. I just don't fare well. It does cause me anxiety. And I think that a lot of that is because we as human beings, and part of our human nature, is to fear the unknown, is to fear the unknown. And just like we've been talking about days before, when we don't know what's to come of the story, and when we don't know the outcome, the only thing that we have to go by is the picture or the movie that's playing in our head. Okay? So we create a scenario that's totally out of our control. And because we can't directly control it and link to it, it causes us to be anxious. We can't think linearly about it. I am so guilty. Absolutely guilty of that. Urge says, yep. Absolutely guilty of that. I want to be able to make a plan, understand the action steps, implement the action steps, and know exactly what that outcome is going to be. That gives me calm. When I create a plan and I don't have control of the action steps, or have to rely even on someone else's input for the action steps to get the result that I need, it causes anxiety for me. It causes anxiety for me. And in all honesty, as I've gotten older, and some of this may be hormonal as well, it has gotten worse for me versus better. So I am working on letting things go. If I can't control it, I'm working very, very hard. Y'all, I'm talking to myself. I'm telling myself I am working very hard on letting go of the control of things I can't control. I am going to control the controllable. How am I practicing letting go? By doing things like this and constantly telling in my mind, what can you change by worrying? Do what you can and trust that the result will be there. Because me being anxious about it, it's only hurting me internally. It's not changing anything about the result. It's just hurting me internally. And so I'm never going to say don't create. I'm very linear and strategic in the way that I do things with work. And so if it's one of those things that I create the plan, I do the action steps, then I have to just trust the process. Urge asks, Ava, are you an overthinker? I am that. I have a mug that says, hold on while I overthink it. Okay, Ava says no. What about Urge and Educator and anybody else on the chat? Who's an overthinker? Okay, Urge says she doesn't think so. Educator says, I'm an overthinker for sure. And Urge says, I tend to be. Oh, you didn't think so, but you tend to be. Okay, I see what you're saying, Urge. Yes. Yeah. Anybody else want to chime in on being an overthinker? Or chime in and tell us what your process is to deal with anxiety and what you think the cause of your anxiety may be. If anybody wants to share, of course, no pressure ever, but if anybody wants to share, oh, Urge said medication. Well, okay, let me back up and ask a clarifying question. Is is medication causing the anxiety, or is medication how you're dealing with the anxiety? And it doesn't always work. Okay, I can admit to that as well. I can admit to that as well. I really do have severe anxiety. And I have taken medication and do still occasionally take medication for it. And sometimes it helps, most of the time it doesn't. My daughter is as well. She's worse than I am. She will talk herself out of a situation in 5 minutes. She will think of every bad thing. And we can't do that. Now, can we control our thinking? And if we can control our thinking, how? How can we control our thinking? What are things that we can do that can help us control our thinking? Ava said, I think we are all anxious at times, especially with change. Yep. Prayer and daily affirmation. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that the prayer, the daily affirmation brings a calm to us. As they used to say, a peace beyond understanding, and that will help. Um, I also think that, thank you so much. I also think that when we understand and when we practice controlling the controllables, we're so focused on the controllables that we tend to let other stuff subside a little bit. Mostify, am I saying that right? My anxiety is getting worse the older I get. Same. I'm very guilty. That's why I said I don't know if it's hormonal. I'm not sure what it is, but the older I get, the worse it gets. An educator said, yes, we can. Don't speak on the negative thoughts. Flip them into positive ones. That helps me. Oh, mossify. Okay, thank you. Or Candy. Candy. I'm going to call you Candy. Thank you, friend. Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. We can think negatively and turn them into a positive. Um, but I also think the more that for me, I can say for me, I get anxious thinking. That anxiety subsides when I start doing. So when I put those thoughts into action, my anxiety it kind of subsides because I'm now in control of my actions. Not control of the results, but I'm in control of my actions. Candy said, that's another one of my problems. I go straight to negative thinking instead of positive thinking. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's very common for a lot of us. Urge says the uncertainty of being called away for work is the source of my anxiety lately because you're not in control of it, right? I can be asked to leave at a moment's notice. That would drive me insane. That would drive me insane. I can absolutely relate to that without a question. Without a question. Urge, how are you dealing with that? Ava said, removing ego from situations has been helpful. Ooh, removing ego from situations has been helpful. That helps me with the control aspect. Oh, I love that. I love that. I'm going to try that. Removing ego from situations has been helpful. That helps me with the control aspect. I like that. I like that. I do like that. That's going to be my intention for the week. Yes, yes. Candy said she likes that a lot. Thank you for that, Ava. And Urge, if you don't mind sharing, how are you dealing with your anxiety about your assignments for work, or what may become your assignments for work? If you want to share. If not, of course, no worries. But I like this week for me for work is very busy, and there have been a lot of things that I could not control, a lot of things that have changed at the last minute, and I have been woosawing. Urge said I schedule time off intermittently throughout the year. At least I have time off to look forward to. That's a great strategy. So putting something on the calendar to give you a focus of joy is a way to combat the anxiety of the unknown. I love that. Is there anything at all that you can control um, about the assignments? Like, is there a certain, might you be called to go anywhere in the country? Or is there a certain radius that they would have to keep you within if you were to go on assignment? I was just thinking anywhere in the country. Okay, got it. Well, I was thinking the other day whenever I travel a lot for work, and whenever I have to travel, the one thing that I look forward to is on if I can talk, on my downtime, I always look for somewhere that I can have as my happy place. And y'all know for me, that's going to be an antique store or a thrift shop. I'm always going to find somewhere that I can go and just woosah, even if it's just walking around for 15 minutes in there and not purchasing a thing. I always like to find something that I can look forward to. So it's not just a check off the box for work to me because I have to be there, but it's one of those things where I have just a little something to look forward to. The other thing, and I'll be quite candid with you all, the other thing that I've decided, because I'm, nearing the end of my career and looking so forward to retirement, so forward to retirement, is there's certain non-negotiables for me right now. And it's easier for me to say no to some things. Sometimes we feel like we're in a certain situation and we can't say no. And we have to work through that. We have to just work through those things because, everybody's not at the end of their career. Everybody's not in a situation where they can make a life change and take control of that life for themselves. But that's one of the things that's helped me along the way is that I've set some very firm non-negotiables. And I'm prepared for the consequences if I'm given an ultimatum on my non-negotiables. Urge says I need to get a bag ready with all of my work outfits, khakis and branded polos. I have put that off because I've outgrown most of my khakis. We all have that issue. Hey, we've got things in our closet from one size to the other. So I understand. I absolutely understand. But I guess that would be preparation. That's a control, something that you can control, an action that you can control to make you feel more prepared if and when you're called to deploy. Yeah, absolutely. This has been, yeah, the non-negotiable. Yeah, I've definitely come to the point in life where I just have to have them for my peace of mind. It's not for everybody, but for my peace of mind, I have to have them. I absolutely have to have them. At this point. There's just no if, ands, or buts about it. And I'll share with you all. I had a very last year was a very trying year for me. My father-in-law passed away unexpectedly, quite unexpectedly, in January of last year. And that was a big transition because he was more like a father to me than a father-in-law. And yes, non-negotiables are easier as you get older. Absolutely, I agree with you. And so it kind of spiraled after that. And I decided then, because I realized that I have a lot fewer years left on this earth than I have lived. And I'm living them. And Ava, this is your word. Um, I'm living them with intention. And that's just the bottom line. I'm living them with intention. My baby is a senior in college this year. He's a baseball player. He plays in Daytona Beach, Florida. I'm going to as many of those games as I possibly can. The ones that I have planned for and are on my calendar are non negotiables. Those are the non negotiables. The others that I want to go to and haven't quite planned because of where they are, okay, we've got some room to negotiate those. But absolutely intention, intention. Um, but yeah, those are the things that are important to me because I don't get to relive that time. And I'm going to make sure that I embrace that time, I enjoy that time, and that I am present. Okay. Educator says that she says that every day now. And she also said that I'm sorry, Ava said that procrastination causes additional anxiety as well. That's me. I agree 100%. When I procrastinate, and I'm starting to overthink when I procrastinate, I do get quite anxious. I absolutely agree with that. Oh, such good conversation this morning, you all. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I forgot to read our card yesterday. So here's the card, our intention for the day. And it is our thought to kind of think about throughout the day as well is yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose. Woo. And that's a quote by Lyndon B. Johnson. Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose. Intention. This is alignment, y'all, as Happy says. This is alignment. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me this morning. This is the best part of my day, quite honestly. This is the best part of my day. It's a part of my morning routine. I'm so excited that I've started sharing them with you. And so every day, times may change, y'all. So bookmark, because if I'm on the road and I have to leave at 6 o'clock, I may have to pop on at 5:30. But you can always find the replay on YouTube under Catches by Cathy. And then educator said, great quote, intentionally picked. And I what I didn't intentionally pick, but intentionality came into play. It was alignment. And Urge says you can't drive looking in the rear view mirror. Look forward. Oh, girl, say that again. You can't drive looking in the rear view mirror. Look forward. Absolutely. Amen. 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 Okay, Reverend Urge. Because you just said a word right there. You said a word, my friend. Yes, thank you, Candy. I'm so glad that you found us. Come back, bookmark. Like I said, if my work schedule, if I'm traveling, these times may change to a little earlier. So just bookmark it and the good Reverend Dr. Watts. You are hilarious. Yes, thank you. And like I said, y'all, check out and you can go ahead and subscribe. This is the only thing I put on that channel. Catches by Cathy on YouTube, and you can see the replay on there. I just multicast it from Whatnot. So if you ever miss it in the morning, or if you want to go back and hear something, then it's always available there. Share with your friends, share with your family, or anybody who you may think would benefit from it. All right, you guys. We've got 7 people on. You all let me know. I know I've got to wait. Ava said, ain't no need to worry. That's right. That's right. Ain't no need to worry. What was the next verse? Something about change. It'll be all right in the morning. Yes, 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 yes. Ain't no need to worry. Amen. All right, Reverend Ava. Want to raid today? Okay, okay, we're going to raid Devin Brown. Okay, let's hold on 1 second, you all. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Much love, much love. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow. It'll be a little earlier, I think. But let's raid Devin. Let me find him really quickly. Love you guys. Let's see. Raid. Bless you. Bless you. Devin Brown. Yep. He's got 31 viewers. Let's go in. Elephants in the chat, y'all. Elephants in the chat. Let's show Devin some love. The Church of Whatnot. Love it. Let's raid.